And today we're talking about something pretty amazing, something you already have.
Exactly. The ultimate superpower. It's right there between your ears, your brain. Forget the capes, forget the secret layers. We're talking about unlocking the truly limitless potential of your mind.
Which is honestly way more incredible than most people even realize.
It really is. I mean, the human mind, it's this infinite resource, right? Capable of just astonishing creativity, imagination, learning.
But for so many of us, it feels, well, untapped, like it's stuck in these old patterns that kind of hold it back.
And that is exactly our mission for you in this deep dive. We want to give you a shortcut, help you understand how to break free from those limits you think you have.
Yeah, how to really supercharge your mental performance and just, thrive. Especially now in this world overflowing with information.
Totally. We're pulling insights from Jim Kwik's fantastic book, Limitless. Upgrade your brain, learn anything faster, and unlock your exceptional life.
Think of this as your blueprint, your guide to becoming, well, limitless.
Okay, so let's kick things off by setting the scene a bit. Jim Kwik makes this really interesting point, almost counterintuitive,
Which is?
that even with all our amazing technology, the world we live in today, it's often not that great for our brains.
Right. It's like we've built this amazing superhighway, but it's just riddled with potholes.
Exactly. He actually points to 4 specific things he calls the digital villains. These are the things actively messing with our ability to think, to focus, to learn, basically to grow.
Okay, let's break those down. The first one is digital deluge.
Deluge like a flood.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's that nonstop flood of information we're all just swimming in. Constant data, constant change, updates, notifications.
Kind of overwhelming.
It is. But the real danger isn't just feeling overwhelmed. It actually creates this deeper anxiety, even sleeplessness. You end up longing for productivity, for peace of mind, but you just can't quite grasp it.
Oh, you definitely feel that. That constant feeling of being behind. Like you can never catch up. Okay, so deluge is number 1. What's next?
Next is digital distraction. This is maybe the most obvious one. All those pings, alerts, notifications.
Yeah, the constant interruptions.
Right. And Quick points out it's not just annoying, it's actually training our brains to be distracted.
How so?
Well, neuroscience shows that constantly switching tasks, jumping from one thing to another, it's physically draining. Your brain's control center literally burns through its fuel faster.
Ah, so that's why you feel so wiped out and foggy sometimes.
That's a big part of it. That brain fog a lot of us experience. That's the science behind it. You're just running on empty.
Okay, deluge, distraction. What's number 3?
Number 3 is digital dementia. This one sounds a bit scary.
Dementia, really?
Well, it's the idea that our memory is kind of like a muscle, right? And because we outsource so much remembering to our devices, that muscle is starting to atrophy. It's getting weaker.
Give me an example.
Think about GPS. How often do you just punch in an address without even trying to visualize the route or remember landmarks, or Googling a fact instantly instead of trying to recall it first?
Guilty as charged.
We all are, to some extent. And look, technology is useful, obviously. But this reliance can lead to a kind of mental laziness. Over time, it weakens those cognitive muscles.
And there's actual research backing this up.
Yeah, research on dementia suggests that the more we challenge our brains, the more we learn and do brain exercise, the lower our risk might be. So letting our memory skills slide isn't great long term.
Wow. It's quite sobering to think about outsourcing memory like that. What's like a really subtle way this digital dementia might be hitting us, something we don't even notice?
That's a good question. I think it's the loss of contextual memory. When you just grab a fact from your phone, you get the fact, sure.
Yeah.
But you often miss the stuff around it. The journey of figuring it out, the connections you'd make retrieving it yourself, that whole web of understanding, that's what really fuels deeper knowledge and creativity,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The context gets lost. Okay, so that's 3. What's the final villain?
The last one is digital deduction.
Deduction, like Sherlock Holmes.
Kind of the opposite, actually. Because information and conclusions are so readily available online, we're letting technology do a lot of our critical thinking for us.
How does that work?
Well, think about it. There are so many pre-packaged analyses, summaries, opinions. It's easy to just accept them instead of reasoning things out ourselves. We kind of surrender our own ability to deduce.
So we stop thinking for ourselves as much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And psychologists like Jim Taylor have noted this can lead to overconfidence, maybe making poor decisions because we haven't really wrestled with the information ourselves.
I remember reading about a study, was it UCLA? Students with laptops open during lectures.
Yeah, exactly. They recalled significantly less material. It highlights that it's not just what you know, but how you know it. Did you actually process it yourself?
Okay, so putting it all together, these four villains: deluge, distraction, dementia, deduction.
They basically team up to rob us of focus, attention, the ability to think deeply. It leads to brain fatigue, makes learning harder, and honestly, can just make us feel less happy.
So Quick's message is really timely then. We have to learn how to handle all this data, how to thrive in this crazy, distracted world.
Absolutely. It's critical for the 21st century. We need to remember our brain isn't just a passive bucket waiting to be filled. It's the ultimate technology itself, and we need to keep it healthy and fit.
It's less about ditching technology altogether.
Right. It's about becoming the master of it, not letting it be the master of us.
Which brings us perfectly to Quick's framework for doing just that, his path to becoming limitless.
Exactly. The M-cubed framework, he called it. Mindset, motivation, and methods.
M cubed, I like it.
He says these three are the absolute keys. They're how you optimize and essentially rewire your brain.
Okay, so once we understand the challenges, the villains, this gives us the way forward. Mindset is about what? Freeing your mind.
Yeah, getting rid of those limiting beliefs you have about yourself. Motivation is figuring out your why, your purpose.
And methods.
That's the how. The practical tools and strategies to actually make it happen.
Got it. Okay, let's dive deep into the first M then. Mindset. Free your mind. The big idea here is unlimiting, right? Shaking off those wrong ideas about what we're capable of.
Precisely. And Jim Kwik's own story is just, wow. It's such a powerful example.
Tell us about that. He had a childhood injury.
Yeah, head injury. And afterward, a teacher actually called him the boy with the broken brain in front of others.
Oh, that's brutal.
Right. And that external label just burrowed inside it. It became his internal reality. He started believing it.
So those external words became his internal words, creating these really deep, limiting beliefs.
Totally. He believed he was slow, dumb, that he'd never learn. And because he believed it, he struggled, even when he was trying harder than anyone else. It just shows how much power our beliefs hold over our actual abilities.
It really does. It shows how these beliefs, especially the ones we pick up early on, can kind of trap us. Quick calls them LIEs, right? LIE.
Yeah, limited ideas entertained, clever acronym. He outlines 7 really common ones that hold people back.
Okay, let's tackle them. What's the first LI?
The first LE is intelligence is fixed. This is a big one. That thought of, oh, that's just how I am, or I'm too old to learn that now.
We've all heard that, or maybe even said it.
Sure, but the new belief, the truth, really, is that intelligence is fluid. It's not fixed at all. Thanks to neuroplasticity, your brain physically changes every single time you learn something new.
It forms new connections.
Exactly. New synaptic connections. Think of your brain like constantly updating software, not like fixed hardware you're stuck with.
Like Carol Dweck's work on growth mindset versus fixed mindset.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's not about how smart you are right now, but about how you are smart and, crucially, how you can grow smarter. You're never too old, never not smart enough. Growth is always possible.
Always possible. Okay, that's empowering. What's the second LIE? We only use 10% of our brains.
Ah, the classic myth. You see it in movies all the time. It makes people feel like there's this vast, untapped potential just waiting to be unlocked if they could just flip a switch.
Right, like if we could just access the other 90%.
But the reality, the new belief is, I am learning to use my whole brain in the best way possible. Neuroscientists like David Eagleman confirm we use 100% of our brain.
All of it, even when we're sleeping.
Yep. Brain scans show activity across all areas, even during sleep. And think about this. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it uses around 20% of your body's energy.
Wow, 20%.
Yeah, it's an energy hog.
Right.
It definitely isn't just cruising along at 10% capacity. So the takeaway is, stop waiting for some magic button. You've already got immense power upstairs. It's about learning to use it better, optimizing it.
Okay, no magic button. Got it. LIE number 3. Mistakes are failures. Oof, this one hits home. The fear of looking dumb, of being judged.
It holds so many people back, doesn't it? But the new, liberating belief is, there is no such thing as failure. Only failure to learn.
Failure to learn.
Think about Einstein. He apparently made tons of mistakes in his calculations, was even considered kind of slow as a student early on. But we remember his breakthroughs, not his errors.
Right. He famously said something about never making a mistake means you never tried anything new.
Exactly. So it's not just that mistakes are okay, it's that they're essential. They're your data points. They show you where you need to adjust, what you need to learn. They are the learning process.
That's such a huge perspective shift. Okay, number 4, LIE. Knowledge is power. This sounds right, though. Isn't knowledge power?
Well, the old belief is that simply knowing stuff is enough. But the new belief is more nuanced. Knowledge, action, case, power.
Ah, knowledge times action.
Yes, application is key. Just accumulating facts doesn't really change anything. It's what you do with what you know that creates power, that makes a difference. Like Kwik says, better to be well done than well said.
So passive learning isn't enough. You have to apply it. Makes sense. What's the fifth LIE? Learning new things is very difficult.
A lot of people feel this way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they had bad experiences in school, or they just find learning certain things a real struggle.
Yeah, it can feel like climbing a mountain sometimes.
But the new belief is, when you learn new ways how to learn, the challenge of learning new things can be fun, easier, and more enjoyable. It's about finding your way.
Finding your own learning style.
Exactly. He mentions Carol Greider, a Nobel Prize winner who struggled with dyslexia. She adapted by becoming amazing at memorization, which helped her excel in science. It shows that learning might be hard, but it's about discovering how you learn best, not just if you can learn. Your unique approach is actually your strength.
Your unique path is your asset. I like that. Okay, LIE number 6. The criticism of other people matters.
Oh, boy.
Fear of judgment
A
again.
huge one. It stops people from expressing themselves, from taking risks. But the new belief, it's not your job to like, love, or respect me. It's mine.
Wow, that's powerful. That's my job.
Yeah. Jim Carrey talks about freeing people from this concern, saying it's tragic how much people limit themselves worrying about what others think. Think about the Wright brothers. People thought they were nuts, but they knew what they'd achieved.
They didn't need the validation.
Exactly. External validation is a trap. Real freedom comes from inside, from your own self-worth.
Okay, that's liberating. And the final one, number 7, LIE. Genius is born. The idea that some people are just naturally brilliant like magic.
Right. The myth of innate genius. But the new belief is genius is not born. It's made through deep practice.
Made, not born.
Think of Bruce Lee. His genius wasn't just talent. It came from relentless disciplined practice. Thousands of hours. He even integrated skills from dancing and fencing into his martial arts.
So he built his genius.
Precisely. Genius leaves clues. There's always a method, always hard work behind what looks like magic. So don't wait to be gifted. Start building your own brilliance.
These 7 LIEs, they really cover a lot of ground. And Kwik says they often show up as that negative self-talk, that inner critic.
Yeah, he calls them iceberg beliefs. They're mostly hidden beneath the surface in our subconscious, but they drive our emotions and can really mess things up for us.
And that inner critic isn't harmless, is it?
Not at all. Dr. Janice Vilhauer says it inhibits us, limits us, robs us of peace. Kwik suggests actually naming your inner critic, give it a silly name, picture it ridiculously to separate it from your true self.
Like, oh, there's Nigel the naysayer again.
Exactly. It helps you recognize it's just a programmed voice, not you, and you can choose not to listen.
Okay, so once you start challenging these LIEs, quieting the critic,
Right.
what happens? This leads to something called the broaden and build theory.
Yeah, this is fascinating research from Dr. Barbara Fredrickson. She found that while negative emotions kind of narrow, our focus think fight or flight positive emotions like joy, contentment, interest. They literally broaden our sense of possibilities.
So feeling good actually opens your mind.
It does. And that's the broaden part. The build part is that this open state allows us to build new skills, new resources, new social connections. Over time, this makes us more resilient, more adaptable, basically helps us flourish.
So a positive mindset isn't just about feeling good now, it actually helps you grow and become more capable later.
Exactly. It's a long-term investment in your own potential.
Wow. Okay. To wrap up mindset, Kwik brings in Howard Gardner's idea of multiple intelligences, showing genius isn't just about being book smart. He lists 4 types.
Right. Gardner's work is so important for breaking out of narrow definitions. Kwik highlights 4 types. First, dynamo genius. These are the creators, the idea people. Think Shakespeare, Galileo.
Okay, the innovators.
Then blaze genius. These people shine through interaction. They're master communicators, connectors. Think Oprah Winfrey, Malala Yousafzai.
The people persons.
Third, tempo genius. They excel at seeing the big picture, staying the course, keeping things grounded. Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa come to mind.
The steady hands.
And finally, steel genius. These are the detail-oriented folks, brilliant at working with data and systems. Think Sergey Brin, Billy Beane from Moneyball.
The data masters. So when people look at this framework, what's a common blind spot they have about their own intelligence? How can this help them see themselves differently?
I think the biggest blind spot is still clinging to that traditional, narrow, school smart definition. Gardner's work, and Kwik highlighting these types, reminds you that intelligence is incredibly diverse.
So you might not be a steel genius, but you could be amazing with people, a blaze genius.
Exactly. Or maybe you're a mix. Most people are. The key insight is your genius probably extends way beyond what you were graded on in school. It's about recognizing and unleashing your specific way of being smart.
Okay, that's a perfect bridge to the second M in the framework, motivation, or the why. This is crucial, right? If you don't have the drive.
Right. Kwik gives a formula for it. Motivation, focus X energy, SC36. S3 stands for small, simple steps.
Purpose times energy times small, simple steps. So it's not just about purpose.
No, it's about managing your energy too and breaking things down. But purpose is the core, your clear why. He has a great way to connect goals to your heart.
Heart, an acronym.
Yep. Healthy. Does the goal support your well-being? Enduring. Will it sustain you when things get tough? Alluring. Is it exciting? Does it pull you forward? Relevant. Does it connect to your core values, your deeper purpose? And truth. Is it genuinely what you want, not what someone else thinks you should want?
So it's about really aligning your goals with what matters deep down, and he makes a distinction between passion and purpose, which people often mix up.
Yeah, that's important. Passion is what lights you up, what you enjoy doing. It's often found through trying things out, even through struggle. Like Kwik's passion for learning came from his challenges.
So passion can lead to purpose.
It often does.
Yeah.
Purpose is more like the central aim, the contribution you want to make.
Yeah.
Kwik's purpose became helping others improve their brains. The key is purpose isn't usually just found lying around. You often forge it from your passions and experiences.
That takes the pressure off, feeling like you need to know your purpose right now. It's something that develops.
Exactly. Which leads to the question, who do you think you are? That's where identity comes in, using I am statements.
The power of I am.
Kwik argues they're the two most powerful words. Whatever follows I am tends to shape your reality because we have this deep drive to act consistently with how we see ourselves.
So if you say, I am a slow learner.
You'll probably act like one. But if you consciously shift to I am a fast and efficient learner and really sort of own that identity, your actions will start to align with it. It's about reprogramming your self-concept.
That's more than just positive thinking. It's rewiring your identity. And this ties into values and reasons too, right? How do they fuel motivation?
Absolutely. Your actions need to line up with your core values, what really matters to you. And beyond values, you need strong reasons. Reasons you can feel emotionally.
Not just logical reasons.
Logic doesn't always get you out of bed when you're tired. You need to feel the why. Think about the pain of not doing something and the real tangible benefits of doing it. Having those strong emotional reasons provides the drive, even when motivation feels low. It's about discipline fueled by purpose.
Okay, powerful stuff. We've got mindset, we've got motivation. Now for the third M methods, or the how. This is the practical toolkit, right?
Exactly. This is where the rubber meets the road. And it all starts with fueling your brain properly. Energy is foundational.
Makes sense. Your brain uses a ton of energy.
20% of your body's energy, remember. So brain nutrition is non-negotiable. Kwik lists his top 10 brain foods. Let's see if I remember. Avocados, blueberries, broccoli.
Dark chocolate, yes.
Dark chocolate, eggs, leafy greens like spinach or kale, salmon or other fatty fish, turmeric, walnuts, and water. Simple, powerful stuff.
He even gives recipes, like a brain sandy.
Yeah, making it easy to incorporate these. It's about strategically feeding your brain what it needs to perform at its best.
Beyond whole foods, are there specific brain nutrients or supplements he mentions?
He does touch on a few, drawing from experts like Max Lugavere, things like DHA, which is good for cell membranes, some B vitamins for memory, especially in women, and curcumin from turmeric for its cognitive benefits.
So food first, but supplements can help fill gaps.
That's the idea. Optimize the environment for your brain.
Okay, fuel is covered. What about moving your body? Is exercise really that directly linked to brain power?
Oh, absolutely. The link is incredibly strong. Harvard research shows regular aerobic exercise, even just 10 minutes, can increase the size of the hippocampus.
The memory center.
Yep, vital for memory and learning. Plus, exercise significantly improves sleep quality. There's really no excuse. The benefits for your brain are just too big to ignore.
All right, I'll go for a walk later. What about stress management? That feels like a huge energy drain for a lot of people.
It is. Kwik talks about ANTs, automatic negative thoughts. You got to squash those ANTs because if you argue for your limitations, guess what? You get to keep them.
Squash the ANTs. Got it. What else?
He also emphasizes white space. Taking time for strategic pauses, for actual thinking, not just constant doing. And meditation, not about emptying your mind, but training your awareness. It's hugely beneficial for stress and focus.
Making space in the day. And then there's the big one, sleep. We know it's important, but why exactly for the brain?
It's crucial. Think of it like the brain's cleaning cycle. While you're awake, metabolic waste builds up, including stuff like amyloid beta, which is linked to Alzheimer's.
So the brain can't clean itself while we're awake.
Not efficiently. It's too busy doing other things. Sleep is when the brain shifts into this cleaning mode, literally flushing out toxins. It's essential maintenance.
And exercise and meditation help with sleep.
Definitely. Strong evidence for that, though you need to be consistent. Sleep isn't just rest. It's vital repair and detox time.
Okay, so it's all connected. Diet, exercise, stress, sleep. And what about new learning itself? Does that energize the brain?
Absolutely. Continuously challenging your brain, learning a new skill, a language, exploring a new culture, builds new neural pathways. It keeps your brain plastic and adaptable. It's like exercise for the brain.
Use it or lose it, basically.
Pretty much. Okay, moving on within methods. The next key is small, simple steps, S3. Building lasting habits.
Ah, yes, the S3 from the motivation formula. This sounds manageable.
It is. Big goals can be paralyzing.
Hmm.
S3 is about breaking them down into tiny, achievable wins. These little wins build momentum and eventually become habits, almost without you realizing it.
He mentions the Zeigarnik effect here. What's that?
It's the psychological tendency to remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. That nagging feeling you get about something unfinished. That's the Zeigarnik effect. Small steps help you start, which reduces that mental tension.
Like the story of the guy carrying the piglets every day.
Exactly. He started when they were small, carried them daily, and grew stronger as they grew heavier, until he could carry full-grown boars. Consistent small efforts lead to massive strength over time.
Great analogy. So how do we actually make these habits stick? He has an acronym for this too, right? WIN.
Yep, W-WIN, want. You have to truly desire the habit connected to your why, innate. It should feel somewhat natural or align with your abilities once you practice. Now, create prompts or triggers to do the habit now, making it easy and immediate. Remove the friction.
Make it easy to start. And this often ties into creating a morning routine.
Yes, a morning routine is often a bundle of these small, powerful habits designed to prime your mind for the day. Kwik shares his own rather detailed one.
What does it involve? Remembering dreams.
Yeah, starts with trying to recall dreams, using his dreams mnemonic, then making the bed first accomplishment of the day, hydrating, some breathing exercises, meditation, and having a brain-boosting smoothie or breakfast.
Wow, that's comprehensive.
The core idea is consciously preparing your mind and body before the day's chaos hits, setting your internal state first.
Okay, next method, flow. The state of optimal experience. Getting in the zone.
Exactly. Mielke Csikszentmihalyi coined the term. It's that state of complete absorption, where you're so focused, nothing else matters. Time distorts, self-consciousness vanishes, performance peaks.
Sounds amazing. How do we get there? Is it predictable?
Stephen Kotler, who studies flow, says there are actually 4 stages. First, struggle. It often takes effort to get into flow. Then, relaxation, a necessary release after the struggle. Then, flow itself, the peak experience. And finally, consolidation, integrating what you learned or achieved, often followed by a bit of a dip.
So it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Okay, how can you, the listener, find flow more often? Kwik gives 5 ways.
Right. 1, eliminate distractions, non-negotiable. 2, give yourself enough time, at least 90 minutes, ideally more because it takes time to drop in. 3, do something you love or find meaningful. Flow follows focus, but it loves passion. 4, have clear goals. Know exactly what you're aiming for. 5, challenge yourself. A little. Not too easy, not too hard, just enough to stretch you. The sweet spot.
The sweet spot, love it. But what stops us? What are the supervillains to flow?
He mentions 3 big ones. Stress, obviously.
Raw?
Hard to flow when you're worried. Fear of failure, especially perfectionism. And lack of conviction. If you don't believe in what you're doing, flow won't happen. You got to tackle those head on.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk focus. The superpower of attention. Can we really train focus like a muscle?
Absolutely. Dandapani, a Hindu priest Kwik interviewed, insists concentration is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. The problem is, Most of us practice distraction all day long.
Ouch. So we're actively getting worse at focusing.
In many ways, yes. That constant multitasking, jumping between apps, emails, notifications, it actually weakens the brain structures involved in focus, like the anterior cingulate cortex, while focused attention strengthens them.
So how do we reverse that? How do we practice focus?
One practical tip Kwik loves is scheduling your distractions. Instead of trying to fight off the urge to check email, just tell yourself, okay, I'll check it at 11:00. Block out time for it later.
So you acknowledge the urge, but postpone it.
Exactly. It frees up your mental energy to stay on task now. Surprisingly effective.
Clever. Okay, let's shift to study. Learning how to learn. Most of us were never really taught how to study effectively.
So true. We were just told what to learn. Kwik talks about the levels of competence, from unconscious incompetence, you don't know you're bad at something, all the way up to unconscious competence, you do it automatically, and even true mastery. It's a journey.
And he definitely busts the myth of cramming being effective.
Oh, yeah. All-nighters are terrible for actual long-term retention. Your brain needs breaks and sleep to consolidate memories. Cramming works against how memory naturally works, like the primacy and recency effect. You remember the beginning and end best, but the middle gets lost in a cram session.
So what should we be doing? What are his habits for effective study? There were 7.
Yep, let's run through them quickly. 1, active recall. Don't just reread. Close the book and actively pull the information out of your brain. 2, spaced repetition. Review information at increasing intervals, crucial for long-term memory. 3, manage your state. Learn when you're feeling curious, interested. Emotion anchors memory. 4, use sensory cues like scent or music to create memory triggers for specific information.
Okay, that's 4. What else?
5, master what you read by teaching it. Explaining concepts to someone else is one of the best ways to solidify your own understanding. 6, listen with your whole brain. Use the HEAR acronym. Halt distractions, practice empathy, anticipate with curiosity, review and ask questions. 7, take note of taking notes. Use the TIP method. Think about your purpose, identify key info, prioritize and organize. And he really emphasizes handwriting notes.
Handwriting over typing. Why?
Studies show it forces you to process and summarize information more deeply than just typing verbatim, leading to better understanding and recall.
Interesting. Okay, all these study methods rely heavily on memory. And Kwik insists memory isn't fixed. It's a skill we can train.
Absolutely. The story of Joshua 4 is amazing here. Journalist covers the U.S. Memory Championship, gets fascinated, trains for a year using ancient techniques, and then wins it himself the next year.
Wow. So it really proves it's trainable.
Completely. It's about learning the methods, not having some innate gift.
So what are the keys? He uses the MOM mnemonic.
Right. Motivation.
What?
You need a strong reason why you want to remember something. Reasons reap results. Observation. Pay attention. Most forgetting is just a failure to pay attention in the first place. Methods. Use specific memory techniques.
Like associations. He mentions the Baker paradox.
Yeah, great example. You meet Mr. Baker. Hard to remember. But if you learn he's a baker by profession, easier to remember because you associate the name with the image and concept of baking. Associations are key.
So we need to actively create connections. What other methods work?
Engaging more of your brain. Visualization. Pictures stick better than words. Association. Linking new to old. Emotion. Feelings make memories stick. Location. Tying info to places like a memory palace. He gives fun exercises like making up a crazy story to link random words or using his BESUAV technique for names. Anything but rote repetition.
Rote learning is out. Active, creative memory is in. Got it. What about speed reading? How can we learn faster by reading faster?
Well, first, reading itself is an amazing brain workout. It boosts everything, memory, focus, vocab, imagination. It's critical in our info-heavy age.
But doesn't reading faster hurt comprehension? That's the common wisdom.
Kwik argues it's the opposite. Reading too slowly lets your mind wander. Reading faster forces your brain to stay focused, which can actually improve comprehension. Think race car driver versus Sunday driver.
More speed, more focus. Okay, how do we practice?
Use a visual pacer, like your finger or a pen, to guide your eyes. It smooths out the movement and keeps you focused, naturally increasing speed. And treat reading like exercise. Push yourself a bit faster than comfortable to build that reading muscle. Time yourself. Track your WPM. People see huge gains with practice.
Train your reading speed like any other skill. Makes sense. Okay, final method area. Thinking. Harnessing different perspectives, getting beyond our usual mental ruts.
Exactly. Like Einstein said, new problems need new thinking. Kwik introduces De Bono's 6 thinking hats.
Ah, the different colored hats.
Right, a fantastic tool. You mentally put on different hats to force different perspectives. White for facts, yellow for optimism, black for caution criticism, red for emotions intuition, green for creativity, and blue for managing the process. It ensures you look at a problem from all sides.
A structured way to avoid getting stuck in one way of thinking. He also brings back Gardner's 8 intelligences here.
Yeah, as another way to appreciate diverse thinking styles, recognizing that people process information differently, spatially, musically, interpersonally, etc., helps you leverage different kinds of smarts, both your own and others.
And then there's second order thinking, thinking about consequences.
Yeah, asking, and then what? Considering the ripple effects, the long-term outcomes of a decision, not just the immediate result. Playing chess, not checkers, with your choices.
Requires more patience and foresight. And finally, the big one, exponential thinking. Thinking 10x, not 10%.
Exactly. It's about radical leaps, not just incremental improvements. Thinking in a completely different box, as Naveen Jain puts it. Asking those wild what-if questions, reading broadly, imagining vastly different futures or solutions. It's how breakthroughs happen.
Wow, okay. What a comprehensive toolkit. We've gone from the challenges, those digital villains, through mindset, motivation, and now all these practical methods.
Energy, habits, flow, focus, study, memory, speed reading, thinking. It really covers the basis for upgrading your brain.
So for you listening right now, you basically have this superhero toolkit. Tools to break through limits in learning, focus, memory, thinking. Whatever you thought was holding you back.
And Kwik brings it back to the hero's journey concept. Getting these powers isn't just for you. The hero's ultimate job is to return and help others.
Learn, earn, return.
Exactly. Use your enhanced abilities to make a difference, to inspire others, to show them what's possible.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. With these tools, with this potential unlocked, it's not just about what you will achieve. Consider this. Who in your life will be inspired when they see you becoming limitless? How might your journey spark something in them? What ripple effect could your growth create? And what unexpected discoveries might you both find along the way?